Dink.
Tink.
Dink. Tink, tink. All right. I believe we are live.
Ooh. Sorry.
Okay. That's all
I
right.
dropped my phone accidentally.
Did you know?
Uh-huh.
Did you turn off your phone?
I believe I did.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
'Cause I was texting with
Let's
Penny.
hang on and see if we are. There we go. I believe we are officially streaming. Yes, we are. All right. So that's officially working. I can just move this down to the chat room so we can see that on both. We are said, hey folks, welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast pre-show. We are just getting started. It's about 5 after 8 or so. Not too bad.
Mm-mm.
I think it's going to be the norm between 8 and 8:05 is when we try. And we're going to be putting that up. And I'll put this on just for the people so that they can, as they're coming in, there, so that they can see that. All right. Wow, lots of people in the chat room tonight.
Yeah, I told you.
Well, it might have had a little something to do with a little birdie sending out the word.
Why do you do this to me?
Because it's fun. I'll move this over to view 2 here. There we go. Does that look good, or is that too high? That actually should go up just a smidge.
Yeah, because your head's cut off.
Yeah, it's kind of like those bad photographs that you used to get in the 70s where people would just
yeah.
slice people's heads off and stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to move that so you talk to the nice people.
And my bottle of water's like right there.
Awesome.
Actually, both bottles.
Did you do your coffee today?
I did not.
Wow, we're going to be riding on the edge here, folks.
Yeah,
So
I could use some, but no, actually pretty good right now.
All right, well, good. Well, welcome to the pre-show, and we are just getting into that now, and I got to make a little camera adjustment, so I will be, actually, you're going to have to look at this anyway, so, to tell me.
Unfortunately. I don't like this view. You want to take your headphones off, or are you going to take them with you?
No, I usually just take them with me. Sometimes they seem like they're attached.
Yeah, that's like when you forget your seatbelts on, and I'm sure nobody else but me in the world has ever done this, but you forget your seatbelts on, and then you try to get out of the car. Yeah, it never ends well at all. Wow.
Is that better or the same?
I feel like I'm at the eye doctor. One
Left eye,
or two.
Right eye. Yes. Does that look like it's good?
It's almost the same.
I will move just a smidge.
That's better. Okay. Yeah. That's where you like it.
Really?
Yes.
Is that where I like it?
Yeah, it is kind of dangerous with no coffee, but
I was going to say, holy smokes.
We are riding on the edge tonight.
No coffee.
No coffee.
What could happen?
I could fall asleep.
Never. Besides, you're our audio-visual person for tonight.
Yeah, as they can kind of see right back here.
Yeah, we got stuff. We don't want to spoil it. All right, so let's do this.
Yeah, then you're gonna have to get rid of that. Yes.
And then I will have to get that off.
Uh-oh.
So people can see.
Quit.
And what do we have? What are you uh-ohing?
Oh, nothing.
All right, that's good. All right, let me change this over to this. And that should work out. Oh, I do have to do a couple things here while we're doing this. Because we are in episode 71. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast pre-show. It's about 8:08. Wife Amy and I are here, and we got a really good show planned for tonight.
Can I go get coffee?
I've got time to talk, so I can do this. Go get coffee.
I know you can talk.
Go get coffee, and I'll do this, and I'll explain.
Do you guys mind if I go get a cup of coffee?
We got 20 minutes. Go get a cup of coffee.
If you do, I won't go.
Go get a cup of coffee. I can do this. Because
Really?
I got stuff to talk about anyways.
Really?
So
you?
Yes. Yeah, go figure. So
I'm shocked.
I am going to change this right here for the bottom third and put this in place. So go ahead. Go get a cup of coffee.
I want to get my cat cup.
Your cat cup.
Yes.
Okay, go get your cat cup.
Okay. I'll be right back.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to save this.
Don't say anything fun without me.
All right, fair enough. So Amy's going to go get a cup of coffee as she squeezes me with her chair. More.
I'm sorry.
Good. That's good. Yeah, that'll work.
Well, I'm a little tight over here.
I am going to leave that right where that was.
Yes, you are.
This is a family show, and I'm going to leave that remark right there. She said tight. Anyways.
Easy.
All right, there's that. So anyways, we got a lot of stuff for, Memphis Mafia said go for it, so you got permission from the crowd to go get coffee. And I'm going to make sure my mic's all set up here, so that's that. So welcome, folks. We got a lot of good stuff for you tonight. We are going to be doing kind of a show and tell show tonight. Not quite so much as a tutorial, but more of a show and tell on ideas about birdhouses and geocaches and how you can make geocaching birdhouses and go that way. So we got a couple of examples for you and some good talk. So if you have, for the people that are watching the show live and for the people that are in the chat room, if you've got examples of explaining your favorite kind of birdhouse, because I think a lot of us have seen them over time. They've become popular over the past 5 years or so, I would say. If you've got examples of really cool ideas for birdhouses, bring it up during the show, and we'll mention it on the show as well, because that way we can get them in and go from there. Let's see, show and tell stuff. I literally got this in the mail today, and I'll show it to you now. This is kind of cool. There is a... you wonder where I get most of my geocoins. A lot of them I get at events or are given to me or such, but I do purchase geocoins online. And this one, I have to admit, is not a favorite of mine, but since it's show and tell time, I'm gonna give it to you anyways. It kind of has, for the front of it, it has a set of crossed swords. It has kind of that blue Royal European look to it, and it's got a silver finish to it, and that's the front. And on here it talks about tracking your own success when it comes to geocaching. It just kind of has that royal look to it. It's got the thing that I do like about these particular geocoins that I get is they have a very good heft to them. I don't like geocoins that feel like they're wimpy, that they're just tin kind of feel to them. I like the ones that feel like brass or a heavy nickel, so that it's got a good weight to it. And to me, that's the treasure in treasure hunting for geocaching. And the back of it is kind of unique, and I'll cover the number on it so you can see it. But it's got kind of a guy with angel with the Thor kind of hammer to it. And I know you can't see it the cleanest, but it's kind of a unique thing. It has a blue background to it, and that one is fairly cool. Kind of has the Thor type of theme to it. What I liked about it in the old kind of a Greek font, it has the following. It says, "The harder the search, the more glorious the triumph." And I thought that was really, really kind of cool. I'm not exactly impressed this time with how they did the enamel with it. It's kind of not exactly done as cleanly as I have had other geocoins. But I literally got this in the mail just a few minutes ago, and that's what happens when you join geocoin clubs. Sometimes they got really, really cool ones. Other ones, not as cool as you'd like. And those are the ones usually that you put out into the wild, or the ones that you trade off when you go to coin shows, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's my show and tell for today for the Patron podcast. Patron pre-show podcast is my geocoin for this month that I got. And the Thor look is kind of okay.
Let me see.
Okay. So it's got on the front.
I just get it out of the mailbox.
Yeah, out of the front.
That's not bad.
I don't like
Looks like Thor.
Yeah, it's supposed to. It kind of has the Thor look to it.
I like Thor.
Jeez, don't even get me started. Every time we watch Marvel Thor, yes, the heavy sighs come out, and it's like, really?
See, I started to say he's very pretty. This is very pretty.
I don't like the quality of the blue enamel this time. It's kind of...
Yeah, it's kind of dull.
Well, it's not really dull, but a lot
me,
of
it looks
run over.
dull.
It looks kind of run over-ish, like they didn't
Oh yeah, I see what you're
center
saying.
it kind of quite right.
Yeah. I see
So
what you're saying.
it's kind of a sloppy look on this particular coin, but that's what happens. Some you really get are absolutely amazing, and other ones, not so much. And then the other thing that comes along with it is a path tag as well. So I kind of get one of each, and the path tag itself is kind of cool. It's got the front cross swords to it. So I thought that's always cool. So that'll go into my collection of path tags. But yeah, that's my show and tell right now is the geocoin that I got this one. Chris Mackey, which I don't know if he did this one or not. It doesn't quite look like it'll work that he does.
No, it does not look.
Chris Mackey is very nice. Your cat cup.
My cat cup.
Very nice.
It's very cute.
It's Chris Mackey is a good friend of mine, and he is a geocoin designer, and in my opinion, probably if not the best, one of the top three, if anything, in the world when it comes to geocoins. And one of the things that I remember in an interview that I did with him a few years ago, I was in South Carolina at the Geocoin Fest, and the discussion that we had on here about geocoins was that if you wanted to leave your mark on the world, how a cool way of creating a geocoin is. Mm-hmm. This is something that it'll
be around forever.
2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000 years from now, somebody's going to dig these things up, and they're going to still be good because they don't deteriorate like many other things in this world do. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's coins that they find now that were from thousands of years ago, and they're still around. So I'm sure they're going to wonder, what's this geocaching thing, if they can even figure out the alphabet back then, and sit there and say, but to have that kind of lasting power of being able to say, I designed that coin, and this is something that in many, many, many years somebody else is going to find one way or the other.
Yes.
And have that there. And how cool is that, to be able to have that kind of a lasting legacy? Mm-hmm. So Chris Mackey is, they may not know the name, but we sure do appreciate it, because he has made some fantastic geocoins. One of my there's a bunch of them I have up in my collection that are just, thank you, favorites.
Sorry. It was the cat.
Was it now? I see. So yeah, let's see. Other stuff going on right now. Not too much in the geocaching aspects this week. Why didn't we go out this week?
Because it was torrential downpours.
Oh, the thunderstorms were really nice.
Yes, and it has been on and off all week. I drove home one night, and it was horrendous.
Oh, and the other one that was with that, it just occurred to me. I've been trying to blank it out of my head since we started it. I was on jury duty this week.
Oh, yes.
So that definitely took up the majority of
I don't know how I could forget that wonderful story. That was hilarious.
Yeah, we can't go over the case or anything, but
it was hilarious.
It was one of those ones where you get into jury duty, and it's like watching paint deteriorate. It's not even dry. It's just like...
It's like waiting for it to flake off the wall.
God. That has got to be one of the most boring processes over, because they end up doing this. They'll take you out. They'll take you out back, and they'll question you. And so you go through the.
And they got this tree out back.
Yeah, and they do this discussion.
Just kidding.
And they talk about stuff, and what you do, and what your what does your wife do, how's your family, and all this other fun stuff. And then they get into the more technical stuff of what do you believe in this, do you believe in that, how do you feel about this. And that isn't the part that's too hard.
I wouldn't think so.
What's hard is I got picked in the first call, so I was one of the original 12 jurors that was picked.
Yes, because you are too honest for your own good sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. And so we went through each one of the jurors, and then what happens is, if you've never been on jury duty, what they'll do is they will individually, the prosecutor will ask particular things to you. And then after they go through all of them, they'll say, well, we'd like to excuse jury number 6 and jury number 5 and jury number 12. And those people have to leave. They recall new people in. Just for those people, they go through all the questions again. And then they'll keep doing this over and over.
Until they get 12.
Until they get 12 that they're satisfied.
An alternate.
Plus an alternate. And the defense then gets to do the same thing. So they will go through a whole series
13 more times.
And literally all the questions there, and then they will excuse jury number 6, jury number 8, jury number 10. That all the way back to the prosecutor. So those 3 people leave. New 3 people come in. The prosecutors do their questions again until they're happy. Then the defense comes in and redoes them until they're happy. So you spend hours and hours and hours of not doing anything but just sitting there because you can't have your phones on, you can't have any electronic devices, nothing's going on.
Taz had a 10-hour day to get to the Q&A session for a capital murder trial back in April.
Yeah, now see with the capital murder type stuff, that can go for weeks.
Or months.
It goes until it goes. So yeah, it's no fun. Anyway, it's boring as dishwater, and it's just.
Well, how exciting really can dishwater be, though?
Well,
you really can't spice it up any.
Well, you can. It's just, what good is it?
Right.
So yeah. So that's what I got to play with this week. That's why I didn't get out to do any geocaching, because by the time your day is done, you really don't feel like doing much of anything. It's not fun. So that's why I didn't get to do much geocaching. Matter of fact, I remember yes. Oh yeah, I got to be foreman again. That was interesting.
Yes, because you told them that you had experience.
Yes, they asked specifically, have you ever been on a trial before, and have you ever been a foreman? So I had to answer yes. So I said that, and so when the foreman got to be picked at the end, everybody just looked at me and said,
Congratulations,
we vote you. Oh, yes. Thanks. So, yeah.
My mom actually said, oh, I can see him being very good at that. I was like, yes, he is.
Yeah, but, and it's normally...
It was good for those 2 girls.
Well, you get into that. You get into and I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but what has happened on the 2 times that I've been foreman is that you get 10 of the 12 people to agree on what it is, because it's got to be unanimous a vote, and you get 10 of the 12 people to agree, and you get those 2 that don't, and they don't agree on the least common sense reason, I'll put it that way, of why they don't want to agree. And then you have to explain to them you're going by the facts of what's going on with the case. You can't have your own opinion on what this is.
No, this isn't about opinion.
Well,
we don't care what your opinion is.
You use common sense, but you have to still go by the law. Go. Yeah. I'm sorry. What was I thinking? So yeah, enough of that about jury stuff. But yeah, that's why I got delayed. Was going through all that, and the fun of being a foreman on jury is no fun. The nice thing about it is I got 2 years plus now that I don't have to worry about it.
Well.
So that's how that goes.
Yeah, I have been. The last time I got called for jury duty, I was dismissed. So. Yeah,
and that happens. It does.
Yes.
But I was not as I did my civic duty and I did what I was supposed to do to help keep what the country of the United States is known for and to be able to do this. But you never read in the manual how many people really do not wish to pursue that part of it. It's like, I don't want to be here. So that's how that goes. Anyways, that's how it is geocaching-wise. Matter of fact, I even remember making a bit strip on, I think, Monday saying, wish I was out geocaching with Amy instead of being on jury duty.
Me too, and I was at work.
So yeah, that's all part of fun. You got to do what you got to do. I mean, that's your civic duty, and that's what's expected of you. And you know what? It was. I would much have rather done this than got dismissed and put back in the barrel again, and have something that would have gone on for a week. So yes. as far as time wise, it really didn't take long as some cases can be. I'll take that. So that's all that part of that fun. But yeah, I digress. That's we got 8:25. We got about 5 more minutes of the Patron pre-show going on. Yes, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, like I said, little birdie went out and said we are going to do a second set of prizes tonight with the GeoSnippits Cache Stash, and we hope that you come in and well, we got a ton. Look at how many people we have in the chat room. Did you see?
Yes.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
I think the word has gotten out.
Yeah, but me and Memphis Mafia are kind of.
Oh, what are you talking about?
We were talking about how. I said, well, you know, the last time I got called for jury duty, I got dismissed. He said probably for the same reason I did.
Uh-oh.
I said, yep.
Okay, and I will keep that there because
yeah,
we are a family show and we don't want.
Okay,
no,
it's okay.
All you have to do is click on the geosnippits.com website, and up in social network links, click on Facebook or something off of Miss Amy, and all email that you want to send to her. The email address is there, and also is the
Facebook thing.
The Facebook and
I'm on
Google
Facebook
Plus
all
or
the
whatever.
time for some reason because I'm just retarded and I don't know.
But yeah, get all hate mail sent to Miss Amy. You can get
That's
to her
fine.
direct.
I get hate mail all the time.
Do you now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
not
work
good.
with the public. Are you kidding
Oh yeah,
me?
well you know that's part of that fun.
Yeah.
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 All right, let me do a quick test here, folks.
Yeah.
That's one
Oh
of the things.
wow, that went quick.
Yes, did it? Not a half hour. Shoo, gone.
Yeah.
All right,
Woo.
let's do some walking in the woods because that's what we need to to calm down after jury duty.
Took my walk today too.
Congratulations, that's good. I'm very proud of you. All right, let's test out the system and make sure that's working. Here we go. All right, that sounded good. All right, I think the sound's working well. I think everything else is going good. Hey to everybody in the chat room. We're really glad you're here. We got extra prizes for tonight. We got good stuff. We got contests up the yin-yang.
What is a yin-yang really?
It's kind of like a henway. I'm waiting for it. It's kind of like a henway. All right, not going to fall for it. That's all right. What's a henway? And then I snicker. It's like every time somebody falls for it, it's like, you have got to be kidding me. So anyways, yes, up the yin-yang. I'm just saying it's, I don't know, an oriental orifice. I don't know. You figure it out. I'm just here for saying what I say and having you give me quizzical looks. So the proper definition and family form for yin-yang, we'll have to wait for that one.
I'd like somebody to Google it. Well, I can't. Because you won't let me Google things right now.
No, because we're a family show.
We're like doing a show and stuff.
Yeah. All right. So that's set up. Let me get this put into place, and I think everything else is as well, which is good. All right, we got about 3 more minutes. So any other interesting things geocaching wise? Oh, I'll tell you one thing real quick. Hopefully I can get this in.
It's like he answers his own questions.
I do.
Isn't it?
It's like, hello, how are you? My name's Andy. Nice to talk to you. Hey, Andy, how you doing? How do you do? What do you do for a living?
Why I'm here.
And I started looking up because last week's show we started talking about how you should get yourself prepared for the 7 souvenirs of August.
Yeah.
And how you should look ahead for what you're going to do for some of these requirements for finding certain types of events and
yeah, we talked about ours.
And we already talked about it. Matter of fact, I was glad that I started looking already, and I suggest for you fine folks to do that as well, because you don't want to get about halfway through August and suddenly go, oh, I really want to get all 7 of these, and then find out you can't because of certain events aren't in place.
Yeah, or
that type of thing.
Nearest Earth cache is
1,000 miles away.
Yeah, 200 miles away or whatever.
Yeah. So what
Not
we
that
did
that's
is
a big deal for some people. But.
we actually looked around, and I looked around, and
I got stuff to do.
Actually found on August 2nd, which you said that we have to go out and find a geocache on our honeymoon day, our anniversary, because we did it last year when we got married.
Yeah, we were. I was told.
Yes,
by,
we have to go
by
out.
The peeps, we have to go.
Okay, so on August 2nd, there is actually a event that looked really cool that's just over the northern border of North Carolina into Virginia. That there's a cool event going on there. So August 2nd, we're going to do that. And then on August 3rd, just a few, well, probably about 20 miles or so from where we live, is actually a CETO event.
Yay!
So August 2nd, we're going to go do this this event up in Virginia. And August 3rd, we're going to go to a CETO event, which we didn't get to do earlier in the year anyway.
No, we did not.
So that's what we're planning. The idea is we're getting them done as soon as possible early, so that we're not fighting to find ways of getting these different souvenirs later in the month.
The Mafia family has made a bookmark list.
Oh, great idea.
Yeah, that is
awesome.
a great idea.
That is awesome.
And they're also hosting an event on August 1st.
We were actually thinking about
good.
putting some geocaches out to help people in the area as well, so to do that. So, yeah, good idea. Great stuff. Thanks. All right, folks. Well, we got 8:30. I think it's time to get this show going. And that's going to end the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, Patron podcast. And we appreciate our patrons for everything that they do. And we hope you enjoyed this. We are going to move right on now to the show. And we hope you enjoyed the pre-show. And here we go. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Well, hello. I'm sorry. Once again, right when I'm going to start saying, what did you say?
I'm sorry, it comes out.
What? That was loud to you, not necessarily to them. Oh. That's your input on your headphones.
Then I need to turn myself
Can I start this over now? Well, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host.
Turn him off.
Andy HeadHardHat Smith. It is July 17, 2014, and in the next hour or so, both co-host Amy, the HeadHardHatress, the complaining person right to my right,
oh God, you're yelling.
and I will be bringing you some interesting information and tidbits about the game, the sport, yes, the obsession, known as geocaching. Boy, she is obnoxious. You got the coffee and already it's starting up.
Woohoo!
Man, oh man, I'll tell you what. We have got a great show for you tonight, folks. We have got, I heard a little birdie got out and started spreading a rumor that we are going to have some extra stuff coming out tonight.
I didn't tell it.
I
was too busy.
GeoSnippits Cache Stash, and we are going to give away some extra goodies tonight, and it shows. We got lots of people in the chat room. We are so glad you're here, and we really appreciate it. We love having you here, and good stuff. Let's see. We talked like we did in the pre-show, not too much this week about geocaching in of itself. I had jury duty. Oh, what a joy. And so we didn't get a chance to go out to do much as far as geocaching.
Then it was torrential downpours.
We had downpours. This has been a very wet spring, early summer. And it's almost like it's not even summer yet, because the way you can tell summer in North Kakalaki are two ways. One, if you turn the water faucet all the way to cold, it still comes out warm. That's one way that you can tell it's summer in North Kakalaki. And two, there is absolutely no wind. There is no wind for months when it comes to North Carolina when it's officially summer. We have had a lot of wind.
Yeah, we have had a lot of wind
when it comes to this. So I don't know if it's just with the thermal thing that they've got swirling around right now, where from the
the vortex or
whatever they call it. That's just a big low, folks. That's all it is. It's that dropped down from Canada and it's cooling the Midwest
and
out.
Everywhere Lisa is, on her side of the world is supposed to be the hottest in 25 years. On our side of the country is supposed to be the warmest in 3 years. And the middle, where the rest of you are, is going to be cooler.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it was funny.
I'm going to go live with y'all for the summer.
Well, it's only lasting a few days, but the interesting was, if you got a chance to check out the geocaching podcast last night where we recorded live, we actually did an experiment where two of the guys went out and we did the hangout with them live going to find geocaches. We used Glimpse, which is a location-based application, and we had them go out through us telling through what we saw on Glimpse how to get to their geocaches. And we got 1 out of 2. It was really good. The other one, they tried really hard and just couldn't find it.
So you had a 50%?
50% find
rate?
Using Glimpse, telling them where to look by using Glimpse. It was really good. If you get a chance, go check it out and especially see the video because it's funny. It is really funny to see these guys,
with you guys
while we're live on the show with these guys going out finding geocaches. It was a lot of fun. But while Scott Burks, who's in Chicago, was out, the sun was going down. He actually said it was cold out. Now, middle of summer for Chicago, and then to say, wow, it's cold out, that tells you how the weather is.
Your niece
said
that she saw 3 people walking around in sweatshirts.
Okay. Well, for Michigan, that's
and then it's supposed to be in the 80s at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Like, what in the world? What kind of weather do y'all have over there?
Apparently very, very cold weather. But that's how it goes. So, yeah, we didn't get a lot to do geocaching, but we did do some planning for the 7 souvenirs of August 2014. And it was good because we actually found a CETO event and another event that we are going to actually go to on our anniversary, August 2nd. We're going to go up just over the border of North Carolina into Virginia and attend an event there to get one of the souvenirs there. The next day on the 3rd, we're going to do a CETO event about 20 miles from Raleigh. So that'll be our second souvenir from there, and then that'll just make things, I think out of all of them, those were the most difficult to plan for. And I suggest you guys do that too, for if you're going to try to get all 7 souvenirs, get them done as early in the month as you can, because you don't want to be in that last week trying to figure something out where it's just too far away to get to a particular type of geocache.
Yes.
So good stuff to do.
Whatever he said, do it.
Can I get that in writing from you? Because I like that. Okay.
No.
All right. Moving on. The next thing we wanted to talk about, we are halfway. And I'll tell you what, folks, I am extremely excited about this because the response has been hokey smokes Bullwinkle cool. Our contest for July, with the support of cache-advance.com, thank you, Lisa, so much for this. Cache Advance has donated to us a Garmin Etrex 10 GPSr unit, which we will be giving out the last day of July. And it has just been a fantastic thing. Let me see if I can get it up on the screen, if it'll let me do this.
I just learned something.
Okay, what did you just learn?
How to do the metric system.
Okay, that's good.
Well, and temperature anyway.
Yeah, so I got it up on the screen now for you guys to take a look of the picture of it, of an Etrex 10. And the way this goes is you can.
Why did you pick Turkey and Saudi Arabia?
Because it can be a global GPSr. It can be anywhere.
Okay.
So you can literally get maps from everywhere.
Armenia,
Turkey, and some of these other places. But, hey, we are a worldwide podcast, so why not? So anyways, for you to get into this, it's really, really cool. We are halfway through the opportunity for you to get into it. You have until July 30th noon Eastern time to get in your entry. And I'm going to put up on the screen here so that you can see what to put up on it. And what you want to do is you can only send 1 per registered.
Ooh. Sorry.
Wow.
I got
1 per registered geocaching.com user. You email to gsreboot@gmail.com. GSREBOOT@gmail.com. Subject line, you want to put Etrex 10 contest. Etrex 10 contest. And with that, you want to put in your name, your registered geocaching alias, your email address, and your actual address, so we know how what to send to Lisa to have. She's going to send it out to you after we announce the winner. You've got until July 30th, 2014, which is that Wednesday, just before our show, the last day of July. She's giving me this look, or she's got a fart or something. I don't know what it is. It's either love or constipation. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, you need to send this in, and you're allowed one entry per person. One entry per person to get on this, and I'm telling you, we get dozens of entries in every day. I am so pleased. I can't wait to find out what the final count is going to be of everybody that has sent in for this, but the response has been absolutely nuts. Everybody sending in for this thing, and we hope you do. That's the whole idea. Now, you might say to yourself, hey, where do I get that extra edge? How can we get that extra possibility of me winning that GPSr? And you can. There's a way of having you get in a second entry into this contest by doing this. Simply becoming a patron of our Patron project. And you can to become a patron, all you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/HeadHardHat, or go to geosnippits.com and click on any one of the Patron logos, and you'll instantly go to our Patron page. Become a patron by donating any dollar amount you want, and you instantly become, from now until forever that we're doing this, a patron. And there's some bonuses to this. One, with this, if you become a patron, you get a second entry into this contest. So you can have two possibilities instead of one of winning that great GPSr. You can take advantage of all the rewards that we have in there, and we'll go over that later on in the show. There's a ton of different rewards that you can have depending on how much you give as being a patron. And also, if you become a patron, you're eligible for any other contest that is involved with patrons. In August, we are going to have a contest for patrons only that is going to deal with the Space Coast geocaching store down in Florida. Right now, I got a notice today, they are sending a package to us of goodies that we are going to put out as prizes for a lucky patron to win for August, and we'll talk more about that in August when we get into it. So, and the cool thing is, once you become a patron, you're eligible for any patron podcast or patron contest we have. If you're already a patron, you're already going to be in that contest. And if you put in a entry into the Etrex GPSr contest, you will automatically get a second entry already if you're already a patron. So that's how that works. This goes till the end of July, and good luck to all the people because we have got a ton of entries already. All right, let's move on to the next thing. So you say to yourself, wow, what a cool thing. We just watched the show, and we have already been given all this information, all this cool stuff that they do each and every week. How do we get to watch this? Well, it's very simple. For you to watch the show live and generally get in touch with both Amy and myself, you can watch the live feed and join us in the chat room by going to www.geosnippits.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have our social media links. If you go to geosnippits.com on the top section and click on the social media links menu portion, you will automatically go in there, and you can have access to all the social media that we're involved with. We are very heavy when it comes into Google+. Please make sure that you get Amy and I in your Google+ circles. Amy loves Facebook. You can hook in onto that. I also get into Facebook and Twitter as well. The ones that you want to really make sure that you get hooked into is Google+ circles for both Amy and myself. And please, please, please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. The main reason for that is every time that we do a podcast, every time we do a vlog, and yes, we've been getting those notices that people want more vlogs coming in, and we're going to work on the next one.
And they want to hang out soon.
And they want to hang out soon, so we're going to do that
soon.
too. We will do that before July ends. I guarantee you. Maybe we might even end up doing this weekend coming up. We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
We will let you guys know when we're going to have the next hangout for the patrons. We will be doing that as well. That's how you hook into us. Make sure you get into our YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every time we do a vlog, every time we do a podcast, every time we do anything that goes out on YouTube, it automatically goes into your subscribe box, and you get instant access. You don't even have to go looking for it. So thank you for letting me know about the hangout again, because we're going to be doing that as well. All right. No viewer feedback tonight. Sorry, Amy. Make sure that you guys send in your questions, your comments, your ideas, your adventures that you do with geocaching, and Amy loves talking about that as well in her viewer feedback. We got nothing this week, so all we can do is move on. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by Cache-Advance.com for all your geocaching needs. Cache-Advance.com. Go find it.
And also by coinsandpins.com, the best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippits links and use the promo code HeadHardHat for a 10% discount. The poker chip geocoins are a geocoin that coinsandpins.com now has available. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale. And we're very thankful to all of our sponsors, and if you want to see more of their products, be sure to go to GeoSnippits websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
And I want to do a quick thank you for the fine folks. We had a couple people go through Cache-Advance.com's logo on our website and bought a whole lot of stuff. That goes into our program as far as we have an affiliation with Cache-Advance. So we get that little bit of extra money that goes just by you guys going through the website and purchasing through our website to Cache-Advance. Thank you so much for your fine folks for doing that. We greatly appreciate it. Every little bit helps. Moving on.
Oh, no.
Yeehaw! Yip, yip, yip. I love it. You know what? We have been getting quite...
You've been getting mail about this.
We have been getting a lot of mail about yip, yip, yip. We've had everything from if you send something in to GeoSnippits Reboot through email, you get a response because we want to make sure that you know that we got the message. We have had people come in and say, why does your auto response not say yip, yip, yip? Yip. We have had people say they want a yip, yip, yip T-shirt for GeoSnippits Reboot. I'm thinking we may have to look into this. This is a great idea. I'm not quite sure who we'll talk to, but maybe that's something we can work out with a sponsorship somewhere and get yip, yip, yip T-shirts because I would love it. I think that would be awesome.
I would so wear that shirt.
It's so cool. Anyways, thank you, folks, for bringing that stuff
And
up.
I know a certain little girl in Colorado who would want one, too.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. This is awesome. I love getting stuff from you guys about that. That is absolutely awesome. GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, Episode 71, Building a Geocaching Birdhouse. Now, I did not know exactly how I was going to do this tonight because with us being a tutorial-based show, Gesundheit.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. At least you didn't do it into the mic. That's good.
No, I felt it coming and I couldn't do anything about it.
It was an inferred sneeze. Anyways, we were trying to figure out the best way to do this because we are a tutorial show. We do like telling people how to do different things when it comes to geocaching. And about a quarter of the people that listen or watch to our show actually watch the video. The other 3/4 listen to us via the podcast. And what we try to do when we do these shows is to be as verbally descriptive of all the things we do so that the people listening to the podcast get just as good of an idea as what you see when you actually do this. Are we okay?
There's another one like right there.
Okay. Well, you say when and I'll turn off the button on the mic. Anyways.
Sorry.
That's all right. So one of the things that I thought was really, really cool, not too long ago, we were out geocaching, and we had found another, matter of fact, I think in one of our vlogs we actually showed a birdhouse that we found. And we found another one recently, and I said, you know what, this would be kind of a cool idea to send out ideas of different ideas of how to make and what makes a geocache birdhouse. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. We've got some examples to show you. If you're watching the show and right now live and you're in the chat room, you please send us some ideas of birdhouses that you've seen as well, and we'll try to bring this into the show as well. So I'll have you keep an eye out on it.
So they're still talking about the yip, yip, yip.
Oh. That's awesome. That's what I love about our community.
One can sleep tonight.
Yes.
Now they want shirts.
All right, we'll look into it. You guys help us find a sponsor that's willing to do the T-shirts with us, and we'll do this.
But they have to be tie-dye.
Oh, hey, you got no arguments here.
No, and I told you that it needed to be tie-dye.
I think it would be good. All right, back to the show. When it comes to the different type of ways and the different type of birdhouses that are available out there, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can go on the internet, and there are just dozens and dozens and dozens of free online birdhouse blueprints that you can get that's available to you. One of the ones that I will put out here for you guys to consider, and again, this is one of a gazillion. This is just one that I found some of the ones that were available. There's a place called www.50birds.com, and in there they have birdhouses of every shape and size and kind that you can think of, with plans, free plans, blueprints on how to make your own birdhouses. Now, obviously, when you're going to make and you're going to build a structure for a geocache, you're going to want it built pretty well so that it's going to be able to, one, withstand the elements, two, it's not going to be so obvious that people are going to go, oh my gosh, what is that? That isn't really a birdhouse. You're gonna want to make it something that muggles are just going to go, oh, it's just a birdhouse, and ignore it. Mm-hmm. So there's ways and things that you can do that. The ones that we have here tonight are pretty simple, and it comes up with some interesting concepts with this as far as how much money you want to spend to make your geocache, and as opposed to just buying one, and what do you want to do inside with it. Would be a cool
Dave
thing.
and Vanessa actually said most of their hides are birdhouses, and his wife likes to paint them.
Oh yeah, so, and that's the cool thing, because you can be as creative with these things as you want. To with them. Yeah, glue stuff on them to camouflage them, that type of thing. Right, and that's excellent. Yeah. And if you see, and I see the other one here from FS Mafia, if you we went earlier in the year to West Virginia to see the geo trail that they put out for this.
He touched my brain.
All the ones that were out there were birdhouses.
That's all he puts out.
And it was awesome. They were great. And each of them had some similarities to them, but yet again, they were all different types of these mechanical-based caches.
He touched my brain.
Well, that one that we did by the State Farm was really cool.
Yes.
Why don't we describe a little bit of that, since we're just talking about one birdhouse and they're going to have to figure out which one it is.
Yeah.
There's one by the State Farm that's in the town with
where we
were, and you drive up, and it's not like you got to hunt to see the birdhouse.
No, it is literally smack in the middle of the parking lot.
Yes.
I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
And you drive up to it, and you're like, okay, that's got to be it. So you take a battery with you.
Yes.
And you have to use that battery in order to get the geocache, the logbook out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is going to take me forever. So it's a good thing I had help.
Well,
I'd still be there.
First, because we weren't used to this particular type of geocache.
No.
Well, first we had to figure out
gadget caches.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And we had to figure out how to get the logbook out first with a battery, because we didn't know quite at the time that's what you needed for it.
Well, it said to bring one.
Well, yeah. Well, it talked about a battery being part of a GPSr unit.
That's right.
And
that's
that
right.
Was
it was in the hint.
So we kind of figured it out from that way. And of course, when you actually use this thing, you've got the positive and negative bolt, and that matches up with the size of the battery you need. It just happens to be the one that's common in a GPSr unit. And
if you go the wrong way,
it doesn't work.
Up.
Yeah.
If you go it the other way, then it goes
and it brings it down. Yeah. And then you find it. So it was really, it's a very awesome. simplistic concept, but it was fun. It was just a lot of fun to be able to work with that. So that's one of the concepts that you can honestly put together for yourself very easily. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the ones that I want to show you tonight, if you could show me the little, there's a small wren house. Just Amy's going to be my hander, and it's got a white. It's going to be okay. The small wren house with the white rope on the top of it.
Okay.
All right. So why don't you give me that? And this is one of the examples that I have. Now there are, and Amy's showing, and let me change the view on here so you can see a little better view of this. So basically, what I have here is a small wren birdhouse. Now this is the type that you can get. You can buy them in the stores for $15. The heavier duty ones. This one's made of pine and is really, really lightweight. Now the particular one that I have here, and this is where I talk about the cost, how much cost you want to put into your excuse me, into your birdhouse. This one cost me $4 at Michael's at the craft store. This is $4, and the way that I designed this one, thank you, honey. The way that I designed this one is a little unique. It actually has a 1-inch hole for the bird that normally would go in. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can work with this. The first one is when you make yours, if you and honey would hand me the little cube with the bison tube in it, and I would appreciate that. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, so what happens is when you make something like this size, they're only made for a small bird, for a wren, so it's probably only about maybe 2 inches by 3 or 4 inches by 2 inches. I mean, it's really not that big of a birdhouse at all. These are great because they can be put just about anywhere, in just about any tree. Now, this one I could not take apart because it's already glued together. The base is already in place. Everything's in place, so I couldn't take it apart. If you're putting one together, or if I decided to bust out the bottom of this and put a new bottom in it, what you can do is you can take, like what I have here is a 2-inch square. That's just a 2-inch by 2-inch by 2-inch cube. And what I did is I drilled a 5/8 hole in it all the way through, which fits a bison tube perfectly. So this would actually go into the birdhouse, and then you can put your bison tube into it and it'll stay. So one of the geocaches that would fit through the front door would be a bison tube. And I think that's probably one of the more common ones that we have seen with the small birdhouses, is a bison tube in the front. So that's a common way for you to do that. You just glue the cube inside the house, put everything back together, and you've got this cool bison tube that you can work with that. The part that I did another way for when you have a situation like this with the wren house, and you don't want the main thing is you want to cover up the hole so the bird doesn't actually get into it, because then that would make your inside stuff not so good, and plus not great for the bird as well. I found this has a 1-inch hole in front of it. So what I found was a 1-inch rubber stopper which fits just perfectly into the hole. It sticks nicely. It doesn't move anywhere. It doesn't keep the birdhouse off balance. And the thing that I ended up doing when I take this...
I wondered if you're going to show that.
When you take the stopper out, is I drilled into the base of the stopper, the part that goes into the birdhouse first, I drilled a half-inch, using a half-inch drill bit, and put a nano right into the base of it. So you've got the nano that you can hide as your logbook. And again, the stopper is nice and sturdy. I use Gorilla Glue to hold the nano in place, so that's not going anywhere, and it fits right into the hole, keeping the birdhouse from having critters move into it, and just is a nice geocache. And again, you paint it however you want to do it. Now, the ones that are from from the craft stores, the ones that are usually made out of pine, what I very much would recommend is that you clear coat it. Especially if you're going to just want a bare wood look, still clear coat it with polyurethane, so that way it's going to protect it from the elements. If you paint it first and then clear coat it, because that'll also keep the paint in place, and it's going to last for years. if you go to the, like, for example, what we had with 50birds.com, and you decide to make your own out of oak or whatever wood that you want to do, it really only takes a few pieces of scraps to make a birdhouse like this. It's going to last even more because it's a much thicker wood that you can use. That's going to be a lot more durable than the ones that you have from the craft show. But this is one of the ideas that we had. Uh-oh, what do they have in the chat room?
Captain Biggins said you weren't monkeying around using Gorilla Glue.
And our geocaching friends are all comedians. Okay. Yes, monkeying around with Gorilla Glue.
Yes.
So anyways, that's the Wren Birdhouse. And again, the one that we had from Michael's was $4. Just go to 50birds.com and click on the Wren House for the plans if you want to make your own. If I had the tools, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But
Why? We got that.
Well, exactly. Some of the things that you really come to the idea of, do I want to spend all this time? Do I have the time to even make these and do it that way, or do I just spend $4 or $5 a minute?
One of the folks in the chat room said that you can buy UV clear coat that helps keep the paint from fading.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Good suggestion.
Yeah, that's good.
I like it. All right, the second birdhouse, and if you want to put this back, you can.
I didn't know that was there.
I'm sorry.
You hit it.
You were
behind
watching
my mic.
Other stuff.
I was doing my job.
You are doing a good job too, hon. You are the best.
So many jobs.
I tell you, you are the best. I could not do this without you.
No, you really couldn't.
I couldn't. The second one is one that I actually bought at Lowe's hardware store, and this is a bluebird house. This is that great big one.
Oh.
If you be careful, that may take two hands.
Well.
And she's going to bring that over. Okay, so this one is actually a really good-sized birdhouse. It's cedar, and it's what they refer to as a bluebird style.
Does it smell good? I can't smell it.
Oh, yeah, give it a... It's cedar.
It does smell good.
Yeah, so this
I like that.
This is a true cedar birdhouse. You can use it as an actual birdhouse. It cost me a whopping $9 at Lowe's. For this,
that's
this
what
big
you got at Lowe's.
Right.
Oh,
so
all right.
When if for the people that are
It's a hardware store.
listening to the podcast, this is probably about a foot long, maybe 5 inches wide by 5 inches wide, and again about a foot long, and got a nice little what do you want to call that? Roof. It's kind of got like a.
That's what I'd call it.
What are the shingles? It kind of has a shingle look to it.
Oh.
To the top of it. And the real cool thing about it is you have this little latch, and the entire front wall comes down.
And there's your cache.
And you've got your cache area inside.
Cache and
swag.
So
there is a ton of spots that you can put geocaches in here. So in of itself, this is for $9 to buy. This is really, really good. For a geocache. Now, this is probably one of the more common ones that I've seen since we've been geocaching. It's a very sturdy, nice cedar birdhouse, and it's made for bluebirds.
The professor said that Professor Crafty said that he opened a birdhouse cache in a state park that was not sealed from critters.
Ooh.
And when he reached in to grab the log, he saw a pair of eyes staring at him.
Oops.
Yes. A family of mice had moved into the birdhouse.
Oh, no. Yeah, so you're definitely going to want to make sure that these are set in that way. And I can imagine things like that happening. Now, one of the things that when you look for a geocache and say, is that a birdhouse, is that a geocache? How do I tell? If you notice, and Amy's doing right now, she's trying to poke her finger through the hole. I put in, could you grab me the round circle thing that's on the table? Basically, on the back part of the, Amy's holding it up for you, on the back part of the front door for the birdhouse, I took one of these wooden circles, and I actually glued it to cover the entire hole. And again, I used Gorilla Glue to put it in place. That's not going anywhere. And I blackened on the front part of it. Well, you can use marker or paint or whatever. And so you've got this solid structure so birds can't get in. and hopefully mice or anything
too.
else. Yeah.
Well, mice do not need
that much.
Very
no.
big hole. So actually, I would put something. Turn it around, honey.
Yeah.
I would honestly put something right in here too.
Right in the back.
Yeah. Just to make sure, because you don't ever know.
Basically, what she's talking about, towards the back wall, there's about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch gap from the top for ventilation. And so if you take some silicone and fill that in, that's going to keep things from getting
because you don't need ventilation for a geocache.
Right.
So you could also do it at the front right here, because there's about a 1/2 inch gap right there too.
Yeah. So the idea is make sure so that critters can't get in. Yeah. And again, the nice thing about this, the whole front door opens up, and I'm going to put this on the second view here so people can see this a little bigger. Mm-hmm. So you've got this huge area to put. Now, bird houses are going to be fairly weatherproof in this particular case.
Yeah, the weather I'm not worried about. It's the eyes.
Okay, so making sure the critters aren't in here.
Yeah, and you could actually just put a piece of wood or a piece of something or other.
Yeah, make sure all the holes, all the ventilation things get covered up.
Yeah.
But the idea, I would find the best fit in here for plastic lock and lock boxes that you can stack in here.
Oh, absolutely.
So that way, that's going to keep whatever you have in here, including the logbook, nice and dry. The other thing that I've seen in this type of birdhouse geocache is to take hooks towards the top section
and just hang it
and hang your travel bugs on that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So that's an awesome thing that you can do as well. So your containers inside, you use lock and lock boxes for the logbook and for your different geocoins and travelers and your swag.
And you get those
put those hooks in there, and that also keeps it in. So this is a really, really good birdhouse. And again,
I might be hiding that.
She might. So you can go ahead and put that back if you would. And you can also, again, I got that you can buy the actual bluebird houses in most places for about $30. I got that one that we just showed here, the cedar one, for $9 at Lowe's Hardware. If you go to www.50birds.com and check out the bluebird nest box, those are free plans if you want to make your own and go that route. And again, for me, as a person that just doesn't have the tools, if I had my woodworking shop like I had in the old days, I'd be building this stuff in a heartbeat. But since I can't, $9 for a nice box like that, that is a great way to make.
Somebody said that's the price of an ammo can. So.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good choice for going out through that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
We talked about all that.
Okay, tons of free plans, tons of different ones that you can go through. I actually have seen a couple of gadget caches with those on YouTube, which I thought were really cool. Now, the one that I saw that really caught my eye that I would love to do is, you saw how much room was in it, and it was in a bluebird type of a birdhouse. What they did is they mounted towards the top section on the inside an actual small safe, a little combination code safe that they fit in there. And there was, again, another thing with the battery with the 2 electrodes. And what happens is when you do the 2 electrodes, a little card behind the safe comes down, and it gives you the combination.
Oh, that's cute.
To figure out how to get into it. And then, of course, you flip it and have it go back out for the next geocacher.
Yeah.
And you open it up, and you got this nice little safe that you can have.
That's cute.
So there's a zillion different ways that you can do this stuff with the birds, with the bird houses. The thing is, you can customize them and paint them any way you want.
Good. I got paint.
Good. So you can have the rustics and make it look like the old log cabin stuff that's going to blend in well with the surroundings in the woods. Now, you have paints. How would you paint your birdhouse?
I don't know.
Well, what kind of colors? What kind of things would you do?
Green and brown and.
Would you want it to blend
black,
into the forest, or would you want to be a more? And I'm obvious. I'm a birdhouse.
No.
You don't want to go that way?
Mm-mm.
Okay, because to me, that you can be just as creative. It's just like finding the gnome sitting out in the middle of the woods, or the fairy door that's out in the middle of the woods that is just so blatantly obvious.
I mean, I would probably put something maybe a little something that's kind of odd on it.
Like the geocaching emblem or something?
Yeah, something. But I wouldn't want it to just stand out and go, hey, here I am.
Right. Okay, well, there's different ways of doing it. I would think in a business you could get away with both. You could really, could do whatever you want when it comes to something like that. I think one of the biggest problems, tie-dye, one of the biggest problems that people have is when you're a geocacher is you have that moment where you're coming up to the birdhouse and you say, is that really a birdhouse? Am I going to mess up with somebody's nest? Or is this going to be the geocache?
I don't worry about that because all I do is try to poke the hole.
Okay.
I mean, I don't actually look inside. Is there eyes in there? Is there little babies in there or something like that?
If the hole is obviously covered, then that's going to be a geocache.
Yes. I mean, if I can't poke a hole, then yeah.
Is there a part that you would go to the point where maybe the hole isn't covered and you're going to just say, I'm just not going to take the chance?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I would do. And I have done. There's been times where
I'm not. If I can poke my finger in the hole, I'm leaving it.
Yeah. Awesome. The other bird
apparently we need to paint it tie-dye.
That would be cool. The last one was just one that popped in my head that was so inexpensively cheap that I thought, well, this would be great to do. Could you hand me the hummingbird one? This I got literally for an entire $1. This was also at Lowe's. And all this is a single, it's for the people listening to the podcast, it's about maybe 6 inches long. It's a clear 1-inch diameter tube that has a hook on the top of it. And the idea is very simple. You unscrew the red base, and it's just a clear tube. Now, I'm sure some creative people can come up with ways of putting a gel, filling this part up with a cover, like a stopper or something, and filling this up with either water with food coloring or something like that, and go that way, because you've got plenty of room in the base
for a nano.
Yeah. And do that. I think that would be such a cool idea where a hummingbird's not going to mess with it. There's nothing in it. You're not going to have to worry about ants or anything because there's nothing in it. And it's got just enough room to hide that nano in the base. I think that would be such a cool geocache. And you could hook it on a tree branch, a shepherd's hook.
You could put it in your front yard.
Yeah, just about.
If you wanted to.
And people would never know that's a
know.
geocache. So this was the other one I thought was real. And like I said, this is $1.
You should have snacks for the geocachers,
though. We'll have cookies. So a hummingbird micro is what I would call this. And I thought that would be such a cool idea for a geocache. So that's the other idea I had as far as birdhouse. I'm going to put this over in front of you, and have that. The main thing is you want to make sure your inside of your birdhouses are as waterproof as possible, so that the people that do leave swag in it keep it as dry as possible. Again, using lock and lock boxes that fit in your birdhouses is a great way to do that. Again, covering the entrance. And just keeping your container as dry as possible. That's the idea. Now, there was one other idea that I had, and if you watch my Wilmington vlog that we did earlier in the year, when I went through Wilmington, North Carolina, I went into an arboretum, and it wasn't a birdhouse, but it was a bird feeder. And it was a bird feeder that was probably enough that you could literally fill a small peanut butter peanut butter jar in the center of it. And what they did is they took some contact paper that looked like bird seed, and they put it on the inside of the bird feeder.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, it looks like a bird feeder with bird seed in it.
Yeah.
When you take the top off the bird feeder, inside is this peanut butter jar sized container.
Geocache.
Inside that, and I thought that was such a cool idea as well for something like that, and that's the first time I've actually seen that one in place. So really good ideas.
Yes.
Great stuff. All right, that's what we're going to have for tonight when it comes to our birdhouse geocaches. If you've got ideas or pictures that you have of yours, send it to us. We'll put it up on the website, and just awesome stuff. We had some really good things, and let us know what your ideas are, and we'll present it on the show as well. All right, let's move on.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to give you the Reader's Digest version of the Patron program tonight because we got that extra prize we want to give away to you fine folks. And I know you guys are waiting around for that, and thank you so much for doing that. But just to let you know, literally to help keep the show going for the entire year. And if you go onto our geosnippets.com website, and you also go onto our Patron site, you can hear one of our fine patrons actually talk about what it takes to actually do a show and what the costs are. And Static J was kind enough to send in a voicemail a few months ago, and we have had, I kid you not, I think we were over 600 hits of people listening to Static J. Seriously.
I think it's his accent.
It could be because he's from Northern Ireland, and he's a good friend of the show. We really appreciate it. And lots and lots of people have been listening and also becoming patrons. And we greatly, greatly appreciate it because it literally keeps the show going. The costs ever increase, and a lot of this, we just plain need help. I'm still unemployed, and it's just one of those situations that every dollar that you contribute to our Patron program, one, helps you for obvious ways, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, and also for help keeping the lights on and keeping the show going, because there's a lot of cost from everything from equipment to hosting to you name it. And again, if you want to listen to it, it's only a couple of minutes from Static J. You can go to our website or the Patron site and give a listen to it, because it really does. It's not us telling you.
No,
what this does is
no.
it's an actual viewer that went out and did the research and said,
Yep.
holy cow, this is why you really need to help out. And we greatly appreciate Static J doing that, and we
Yep.
appreciate you fine folks for becoming patrons as well. And if you haven't been a patron, why not? Please do. We really appreciate it. Any amount that you give is in a flat donation is extremely appreciated, and we have so many different rewards that you get by becoming a patron. One, we've already talked about the contest. Once you become a patron, you're always a patron, and whatever amount you're in. And you can go through, and when we have contests and we have certain things for patrons only, this goes to you fine folks, and all you have to do is a single donation to do that. You can give weekly. Every week that we do a show for a small dollar amount each week, that goes to the show that way. The majority of our patrons are doing that. And you can actually go through PayPal still and do a donation there as well. And you can do it bi-monthly and go that way. So every month you give so much. Any way that you do that, you're automatically, either through PayPal or through Patron, you're automatically included into the Patron program and all the contests and things that are involved with that. And the main thing, that the reason why you want to do this, is we have a whole series of rewards that you can give based on the amount of money that you're eventually going to give. Right now, our pre-show, we're literally up to a half hour that we're doing now. We literally do an entire
We were late to our
show.
own pre-show.
Yes, we have a half-hour show that we do every week, where you get all the background stuff about the show, background stuff about Amy and myself, all the things that we're planning, stuff that's going on, all the behind-the-scenes stuff. You get all this in the pre-show, and we have now what is known as the pre-show podcast. If you donate a flat donation of $12, or $1 a week, or $1 a month, until you get $12. Or if you click that you're actually part of the $12 donation program, you automatically get not only any of the contests that happen with the patron, you also automatically get delivered each week the Patron pre-show podcast every week. You get it straight into that, and you're able to get the pre-show in audio form each week. If you do $26 or flat donation, or up to $26 for a year, or however you want to do that, you're going to become with the new Hangouts. and we are going to have one, I'm thinking, this weekend. If it's not this weekend, it'll be next weekend. We are definitely going to have one.
Are they going to be able to talk to us?
Yes. Now, that's how this is.
Is it via the chat room, or is it actually...
Both.
Oh.
So this is how this is going to work.
We're in trouble with Static J then.
We're going to have a lot of fun. This is how this is going to work. We are going to tell you, fine folks, when we are going to actually do the pre-show. And it's going to be probably on a Saturday or a Sunday. We'll move it around and find out, because we've got people literally all around the world, the best times to do this and the best days to do this. But the first ones that we're going to do will probably be on the weekends. The way this is going to work is, if we've got 100 patrons that qualify for the $26 donation, what'll happen is we're going to do a hangout, just like you're seeing right now in the video cast of the podcast we're doing right now. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a link for everybody that qualifies for the pre-show or for the hangout to come at that time. Mm-hmm. We're going to have the chat room open just like we've got open right now. Mm-hmm. We are going to pull out of a hat 9 other people. 9 other people out of those people that qualify, and we are going to invite them to come in and join with us live on the Hangout to be with us and to talk. And it's just like doing a sit-down coffee shop thing. We're just going to talk about geocaching. We're just going to talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about, discussions that come in the chat room, the discussion that comes in the 9 people that are in, and we just talk.
It's kind of like what I try to do during the show, but he always redirects me to actual topics.
I know, it's rough. So that's how that's going to work. Again, if you do a $26 donation, you get the Hangouts, you get the pre-show, you get the contest. Finally, if you do a $52 donation, which is $1 a week, or $1 a week.
Yes, a week.
A week for a year, or you do a flat 52, or however it rings out to $52. We are going to design, and we're going to start this next month. We are going to design a specific exclusive path tag for our patrons that donate $52. So not only do you get a path tag if you donate $52, you get all the other rewards, and you're going to help us design it. So it's going to be really cool. So that's our patron program. Lots of stuff. You get tons of stuff for a couple of dollars, and it just helps us more than you will ever know as far as keeping the show going. And again, once you become a patron, you're always a patron, and you get into all that contest goodies that we're going to be bringing out starting next month. So good things to do. We really appreciate it. And good stuff. Moving on. All right. Time for the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Stash. Let me explain real quick what that is. We have some of the best companies in the geocaching world that want to get the information about their products to you fine folks, our listeners, all around the world. And to do that, what they do is they donate some of the products and prizes that they produce and sell. They give to us, and we turn them into prizes that we give away to you. And that is our GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Stash. So each and every week, we have a question that we give away for anybody watching and listening to the show. And for week 70, Amy, why don't we talk about what we're giving away?
I'm sorry, they were talking about your makeup. Geo Award engraving coin.
Yeah, these are awesome.
It's a prize.
This is awesome. This is from our good friends at coinsandpins.com.
Yeah, it's a really hefty coin.
It's a really hefty gold-plated coin. On the back, it has kind of a red, really cool enamel to it, and there is a ton. It's a Geo Achievement coin that you can literally make into anything that you want.
It's like, congratulations, you started geocaching.
Yeah, anything.
Anything.
A milestone, first to find. You can do whatever you want with this thing. It's an actual geocoin, and you can engrave the front with whatever you want with it, and on the back there's a whole set of area that you can engrave as well.
You can put their name on it.
All that's fun stuff. This is great.
A date, something.
And when I say this because coinsandpins.com has so many geocoins out there that you can have engraved you may not have even realized.
I did.
I know you did. You got me that cool birthday coin.
Yes,
You got
I
me a
did.
bunch of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can get for people with coinsandpins.com. We want to thank Aaron for donating this really cool prize for week 70. Why don't you tell them what the question was and go from there?
In 2001, the Ape Geocache series, APE Geocache series, was created and based on which of the Planet of the Apes movies?
Okay, this is a trick question. I'm going to tell you right now, and the funny part is I think we've actually broke the record of the number of people that actually got this right for entries. I said in there, so out of all the Planet of the Ape movies that are out there, which was this Ape Cache series that they put out back in the 2001? What was it based off of? And it was
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. I tried to trick you folks and didn't do it. We literally had a record.
You guys are much smarter than he is.
Record amount of people going for this one. So what I have here on my tablet is I have my random number generator going from 1
I got to flip first.
to the total number of geocache or number of emails that we got in correctly. And I'm going to push the button here, and it is going to give me a random number. Now, Amy has a magic geocoin that is going to go out, and she's going to flip it, and it's either going to be heads or tails. If it's heads, we're going to count from the top of the list down to whatever the random number was. If it's tails, we'll count from the bottom up the number it was that you had. So why don't you tell me what it was? Heads. So we're going to great. We're going to count from the top. And like I said, we had a record amount of emails. And this is the tablet with all the different correct emails that we have on here. And there was a ton. And so I'm going to have to literally count all the way because the number was high.
Yeah, you're all right.
And I have to figure out, hang on.
I think you can count that high.
I'm going to help. There's a lot. And I am not kidding. We have a ton. All right, hang on. It is going to be.
You're going from the top.
No, yeah, but the number goes to it went all the way towards the bottom now.
Oh, did it?
All right, so, okay. We've got to do. All right. And our winner is... Our winner, and let me mark this so that I've got it here. All right. Wendy Stevens. The a.k.a. Wolf and Wendy. I think this is the first time we've had her for a winner.
Yes.
Congratulations, Wendy, Wolf and Wendy. You are the winner of that fantastic geocoin. Now, folks, I said last week I was going to get those things, the geocoins and the prizes out last week. I did not because of jury duty. I'm going to try tomorrow to get them all out and get them out to the fine folks so that we'll get those out. Wendy, if you would be so kind as to send us by going to gsreboot@gmail.com, just like you did for the qualifying to get the entry in here, send us your address, and we will get that geocoin out to you as soon as possible. So congratulations. That's great. I love it when new people win this stuff. This is good stuff. Yeah, I love it when the other people do too, but it's all part of the fun. Now, you might be saying to yourself, hey, they're giving away cool stuff. How do I get in on this? Well, it's really simple. To be eligible to win a prize from the Cache Stash, all you have to do is email us the correct answer, just like Wendy did. And your answers for this week, episode 71, have to be in by Wednesday, July 23rd, 2014, 12 noon Eastern Time. Email to, and I will get this up on the bottom third for you fine folks so that you can see it. Email it to... there it is. GSReboot@gmail.com. That's GSREBOOT@gmail.com. In the subject line, you want to put Q1 for question 1, episode 71 for this week's show. That way you don't get 71. So that way you don't get confused with all the other stuff going on with all the other contests that we have. So subject Q1, episode 71, and get that in by Wednesday, July 23rd, and that'll put you eligible. All correct answers will be put in the drawing, just like you saw it for tonight. Some weeks, for the people in the live chat room, we have a second prize.
And that's why they're all here.
And that's why we got a zillion people in the chat room, because we're giving away that second prize in just a minute. So, yes, tonight we've got a second set of prizes that
we have a bunch of Canadians in the chat room.
How's it going, A? I love it. We'll have it. Hey, the Canadians are our northern brothers. We love having them there.
David's not here tonight. I think we upset him with the Canada geese.
Oh, yeah. I was actually corrected about that, by the way.
Yes.
We had talked about Canadian geese last week, I think it was, on one of the shows, either Geocaching Podcast or this one. I can't remember which one it was. And I was told very, very nicely by somebody from Canada that said those are not Canadian geese. They do not have passports. They do not have driver's license.
Then they need to get out of the United States.
They are not called Canadian geese. They are Canada geese.
They are Canada geese.
And so I was corrected, and I will try to emphasize that next time, because I always thought of them as Canadian geese.
I did too.
They don't have a driver's license. Sorry. Anyways, so that's good stuff, and we love our people.
I won't even get on that.
We love our friends from Canada. We just don't love the Canada geese.
Anyways. No, they can have the geese.
All right, let's move on. So why don't we, Amy, nicely tell the fine folks out there about question for episode 71 for this week.
Okay. 2 state flag tags.
Yes.
Nevada and Washington.
Okay, yes. So we have...
That's the prize.
From our good friends at coinsandpins.com, we have 2 of the couple remaining, because we gave out all year, matter of fact, a whole ton of these wonderful state flag tags that you can use just like a travel bug and put them on with even an existing travel bug or on their own. They have their own unique codes on there, and it's of each of the state flags for the 50 states. And the ones that we're giving away for our prize for episode 71 is for Nevada and Washington. Why don't you tell them what the question is for this week?
Goose talk. Okay, the question is, the state flag of Washington is the only state flag that is green. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did not either.
It has a date on the flag. What is the date?
All right, why don't you say it one more time?
The state flag of Washington is the only state flag that is green. It has a date on the flag. What is that date? All
right. Get your answers in for next week, and we'll see about getting those 2 tags out to one lucky winner for that. Now, for you fine folks that are in the live viewing room and watching us and also in our worldwide chat room, we have a question, or a prize, I should say, for you fine folks, and only you fine folks tonight, right here, right now, live on the show. So prize 2 for episode 71. And we've got some really cool stuff. And why don't we, speaking of state tags, Amy, why don't we tell them what they're going to win?
Okay. 2 state flag tags.
Yep, we've
got coinsandpins.com.
The last 2 tags that we have are for South Carolina and Alabama. And these are the last 2 we've got. We've given them all away over the year. We've done a ton of them. I mean, we have given away dozens and dozens and dozens of these.
I know. We already gave away North Carolina.
Yep. So these
and Michigan.
These are the last 2 that we have. We're going to give away right here, right now, to some lucky person watching the show live. Now, to do this, it's going to be very, very simple.
Somebody's already sent an email about the other question. Hang on, Mafia family.
Don't get them yet. You got to do a way of doing this. That way we get them in. All right, we have a ball doing our email race.
This is so funny.
This is so fun, because what we do for our email race is we're going to tell everybody watching live right now what you need to do. You need to start an email, and you're going to send it to gsreboot@gmail.com.
What you see on the bottom third
What you see at the bottom third. gsreboot@gmail.com. Get this ready right now. In the subject line, you're going to want to put Q2. Q2 episode 71. Make sure you get that Q2 in. And we're going to give everybody a moment to do this. Don't send them off yet, because I'm going to reset my panel here for the emails that come in. And I'm going to get that ready right now. And when we tell you, we're going to have you send your email. Now, make sure in the body you put something. Because what will happen is when you click the go and there's nothing in the body, it's going to say, you don't have anything in the body. Are you sure you want to send this? No. You want to make sure there's something in there so that when you hit click send, it's going to go. All right? So that's how
Can I send an email?
No, you don't count. I'm sorry, my love.
I don't count?
You count, but you can't for the contest.
Oh.
I know. That's one of the bummers about being hosts on the show. We don't get the goodies.
Mm-mm.
That's how it is. All right.
I get to play with them before you guys actually get them.
She has to look at them, not play with them.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. gsreboot@gmail.com, subject Q2, episode 71. You ready? Make sure something's in there. Ready, set, go. All right, so now while we're doing this, we're going to finish the show while this is going, and then we'll announce the winner before we sign off. All right? That gives them a little time to...
How are we going to figure out who wins?
Well, you'll see in a second.
Oh.
All right, so let's move on, and we'll finish the show up, and then we'll tell who wins this wonderful set of prizes. Here we go. All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed the show, and please, by all means, Amy loves viewer feedback. We all do. We love hearing from you fine folks and telling what your adventures are in geocaching, what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show, what you'd like to see more of, and suggestions for future shows, because we don't like guessing. And we love hearing from you fine folks what you want. So please make sure you send in either a voicemail or an email to one of us. Let us know what you want for a future show, because we want to get what you want out, not just have us guess for that. And let us know what you liked about tonight's show, what you liked and what you didn't like, and we'll maybe do another show just like it. Please be sure to become a patron, because we've got so many different contests and other things coming up. Please be sure to become a patron, and we just appreciate everything that you do. It helps with his
speech classes.
Yes, also my speech classes and my denture cream. And finally, please tell all other geocachers that you know about the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, so that they can come in and join in all the craziness that we have, because the more the merrier, and it just makes our community that much bigger and that much more fun, as we love to have all of you each and every week. All right, good stuff.
All right, we want to thank our sponsors, cache-advance.com and coinsandpins.com. Thanks to Andy HeadHardHat Smith. Thanks to everyone watching and the chat room. Please keep those comments coming in, and see you next time.
Absolutely. Want to say a special thanks to wife Amy for all the things she does, especially the giggling and the inside jokes of which I never hear about that you guys talk about.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
Good stuff. Anyways, thank you, darling. We really appreciate it. We're going to say next week, next Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 o'clock for the pre-show. We really appreciate you guys stopping by for that. Why don't we see if we got ourselves a winner?
I bet we do.
I think we got some stuff in. Holy cow. I didn't even have to. Holy cow. Look at that.
There's like 8 billion people in the chat room.
Oh, my gosh. All right. How are we going to do this? We've got...
Hey, you said you were going to tell me.
All right. This is more than one screen. All right. We're going to do the random number generator.
All right. And we're going to flip.
Okay. I'm going to hit the reset one more time just to make sure I got the total number correct that are in.
Are we going to flip?
Hang on. I'm resetting this right now. Holy cow. All right, so I've got the total number that have come in here. I'm going to reset this, and I'm going to put the total number that are in.
Gosh.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. This is almost record. All right, I'm going to hit the random number generator again. Flip heads or tails that we're going to have to do with the magic coin.
Tails.
All right, so we got to count up from the bottom. Hang on, and here we go. Do.
Oh, I got to go back up so I can
All right,
put
here we
in
go.
the winner.
All right. Here we go. We've got our winner. I'm going to mark it here. And our winner is Sammy Hodgin. Sammy Hodgin. So congratulations, Sammy Hodgin. And,
oh, it's an I.
Yep.
Sorry, Sammy.
you are the winner of those 2 tags. We will get that out in the mail with everything else. Sammy, do me a favor. If you would send us your address, and we will include that into the mail as soon as we get it and get that out. But congrats, I mean, we had a record load. I had to use a random number generator this time to make it fair for everybody. That was awesome. So congratulations, Sammy. Congratulations to all the winners that we have on the GeoSnippits Reboot podcast. We had a great show. We hope you had a good time as well. This was a lot of fun. And again, tell us about your birdhouses that you have on there, because we would really, really like to see some creative ones that we have on there. And we will go from there. Let's move on. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcasters. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com, visit us through our social media sites, or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519, or visit our website and use our Send Voicemail tab. The GeoSnippits Reboot is a HeadHardHat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. The show is copyright 2014 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved.
Okay, I have to say this.
Okay.
Because Sammy has literally, you can see me typing and talking at the same time now, has literally watched twice.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So,
see, this is just a prime example of why you want to come and see the live show, because you never know when these come up. This is awesome. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming on by. We had a great time tonight, and thanks for stopping on by. We hope to see you next week. And we got even more goodness coming your way when it comes to geocaching, and we'll go from there. We're going to be ending the broadcast now. Fantastic. And Sammy Chaser Cat, congratulations. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Second time was tonight.
Awesome. Good stuff. All right, folks. Have a great one. We'll see you next week on the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Be safe out there. See you next week. Bye-bye, folks.